Most of the pictures we take capture just a sliver of time, less time than it takes to blink an eye. If your subject is in focus, this usually results in a pretty sharp picture. Sometimes we get pictures like this. My subject was moving while I took the picture. Oh, rats. Is there any way to control this? No matter what kind of camera you have, all cameras have a shutter. Like the shutters on a window, this one in your camera keeps light out. When you press the button, the shutter opens long enough to let the right amount of light in to reach the sensor, and when it's done, it closes back up. The amount of time the shutter's open is referred to as the shutter speed. Slower shutter speeds are usually associated with blur in pictures, just like the dog seen here. And faster shutter speeds tend to stop motion, like the crisp edges of the waves in this beach scene. But if you keep in mind that while the shutter is open, it's recording time passing, you can get really creative with your photography. We'll refer to this as long exposure photography. If you're going to be keeping the shutter open for longer amounts of time, the first thing you'll need is a good tripod. The goal is to show some blur in the areas that are actually moving, but if you hold your camera by hand, you'll likely blur everything. The second thing is to turn off your flash. Every camera is different, but this is pretty common as the no flash sign. And last, only if you're using an SLR like this one, set it to shutter priority. This tells the camera to adjust for a longer shutter speed. Set your shutter speed for about a second, and you can experiment from there. In long exposure photography, you might recall the three little bears. This picture has not enough blur, and this one perhaps too much. And this one is just right. For most of us, this will require a little bit of experimenting. You've probably seen pictures like these on those inspirational calendars. The ones where water cascades gently down a meandering river, and they have a message that tries to make you forget you work in an office. Well, those shots are taken with a long exposure. The longer the exposure, the softer the moving water appears. I'll leave you with a few of my long exposure photographs. The best way to learn more is to try it yourself. If you have the effort, patience, and a little luck, it won't be long before you're amazed at your own photos. Good luck with it and have fun.